thank you for choosing Across the Fence. I'm Will Michael. The spring college semester is coming to a close. Students are wrapping up their exams. That includes their internships. Here at Across the Fence, it means the culmination of a semester's work for Across the Fence intern Gigi Anello. Gigi is a public communications major in UVM's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, and she's with us this afternoon to share a little bit more about some of the work she's been doing during the spring semester. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
So what are some of the things that you've been doing over the last 12 weeks?
Yeah, so I've been working with you and the rest of the Across the Fence team to help organize and produce some different programs.
Done a great job. Viewers don't know it. There's things that she's brought to the air. There's research and writing that you've done, and we think you've done a great job. It's been a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
You've also been working on a final project that you're here today to share with our viewers.
Yes, so I've been working directly with female student athletes from the University of Vermont to help promote an organization called She Roars. I spoke directly with the organizers about the goals and what the group has been doing.
We're all fighting for gender equality in sport. We're doing a lot of social media coverage of just our student athletes and just kind of putting a spotlight on them and the amazing work that they're doing. 5% of media coverage nationally is dedicated to women's sports. So I feel like we're fighting for kind of recognition.
Vermont finds a way, and the Cats are dancing.
The more that we can kind of highlight the fantastic work that our student athletes are doing and our coaches and our staff, I feel like the more fans that we're going to get in the stands and kind of the more recognition that they're going to get that they deserve.
When and how did She Roars begin?
So She Roars began in the summer of 2020. Kathy Rahale, Jess Drummond, and Nora King were kind of like the founding members. They wanted to take that energy and figure out how they could create change here at UVM.
So looking ahead, what does the future of She Roars look like?
So we are hoping to kind of increase our impact, whether that is today or for future generations. And it's just such an exciting time in women's sports in general. There's just more energy, more access. We just want to continue to organize and increase our voices and our impact for not only student athletes, but also for our community. We want to give more resources, information about female nutrition, female body image, strength and conditioning, those big topic items that kind of really set us apart. The research shows that time and time again, women aren't applying for jobs or asking for promotions because they don't think that they have the skills. And so if there's anything that kind of the members of our group get kind of out of this experience, I just want them to know their worth. We won't stop and we can't stop until our stands are filled and people, not only in the community but the world, know that women's sports is worth watching.
Thank you, Jess, for that great introduction to She Roars. Joining me now are two student athletes from UVM. Teresa Smooch is a junior studying business administration and a member of the field hockey team. Also with us is Ellie Martin, a junior studying political science, and she is a member of the swim and dive team. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, very excited.
So, Teresa and Ellie, why did you decide to get involved in She Roars?
I think for me, I was seeing She Roars from an outside perspective, and a lot of my teammates were already a part of She Roars. And I too, as Jess has spoken in that video, have just really wanted to make an impact on women's sports because I know for a fact, for me, I feel like we don't get as much attention, and it is really noticeable, when I'm going to a men's soccer game at UVM and the stands are packed, but then I go to my own game and it's my parents and they're not even charging for tickets, and just really want to spread awareness and kind of get the people of the UVM community involved more in women's sports and show them really it's just as exciting as the men's. It's just what you watch.
And Ellie,
Yeah, and I think for me, being able to as a female student athlete, which I feel like is a very unique experience, being able to work and learn from people who are going through the same thing that I am and also like a group of women that is like so strong and has persevered through so much being a college athlete. Being able to learn from them and also just like gain friendship while we're also empowering each other, I think has been very important.
Now, both of you are ambassadors for this organization, so what's your role as a She Roars ambassador?
My role as a She Roars ambassador is I'm kind of helping with community engagement in a way. We've been working on this spring and the fall, having after a women's soccer and women's field hockey game, just like letting kids in the area try to play our sports. Because field hockey, for example, is not necessarily as popular as one would say soccer. So, giving children in the community an opportunity to come out, watch our game, get some fans, and then have the opportunity to play a sport they haven't played before. So, I would say like my direct engagement is just kind of working in the community aspect of She Roars.
And then for me, I'm ambassador for social media and then group bonding. For social media, I work alongside a couple of Women Lax girls who help us with Takeover Tuesdays, and we try to do Sunday spotlights, highlighting a member of She Roars and all of her accomplishments, not just as an athlete, but also a student. And then for group bonding, trying to organize opportunities for She Roars to gather, whether it's like before each other's games, we could support our fellow catamounts, or like outside of that, creating opportunities for female student athletes to get to know each other better and kind of learn from each other's experiences.
Well, that sounds amazing. And how has She Roars personally affected each of you?
I think for me, She Roars has really given me an opportunity to join something that's bigger than myself. Obviously, being a student athlete, it takes up a lot of time. And I would say that one of my biggest regrets in college is not really getting involved as many clubs. And when I saw an opening to join She Roars, I was really excited because I think it's really nice to be involved in something outside of your sport and make connections. And, so I was really excited to do that.
And Ellie?
For me, I feel like She Roars has allowed me to feel more comfortable with being a female student athlete and also like be able to meet other people who you maybe wouldn't have otherwise. I think here at UVM, the athletic department does a great job of letting athletes get to know each other, but it can be really difficult. So that and just like learning from each other, like I've said before, and I'm really excited to like continue to do that. And I feel like She Roars has helped me grow as an individual athlete, which I would hope help let other female athletes grow as well.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that with us. Now, Teresa, what kind of events does She Roars conduct, and how do these events impact its members?
So we have at least like a meeting once a month where we have pizza and we talk about different ideas to go forward with the community or within different programs. And we just work together to try and find the best way to get us all together in the same room. And we kind of just work through different ideas of doing community involvement. Like we'll do events, pre-game for other teams. We'll have a table and we'll hand out, little stickers or little flyers. We'll do like our She Roars games and stuff like that. So.
And Ellie? It sounds like She Roars holds great events for its members. I'm curious, how does She Roars work to promote equality and empower female athletes at the University of Vermont?
Yeah, so She Roars is gender inclusive, so it's open to any student athletes here at the University of Vermont, which I think is great. And it kind of emphasizes diversity in sports and within female athletes here, which I think is something that isn't always highlighted and is very important to be highlighted. And then just like empowering female student athletes, it really gives us the opportunity to speak up and learn, like Jess talked about in the video earlier, talking about nutrition and body image and sort of the confidence that some female student athletes may be lacking is really important. And it gives kind of us all the opportunity to express how we feel and gives us a voice in the athletic department. And outside of that, trying to like empower female student athletes to speak up and recognize that we're just as important as male student athletes, which I think isn't really talked about enough. So,
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for sharing that insight. Now, looking ahead, what do both of you see the future of She Roars looking like?
I personally think after looking at how many teammates and other people from other teams who, including my own, may have not been involved in the past, I'm just super excited to see how much it's going to grow. I feel like the club is just going to get bigger and we're going to have more teams and more ambassadors from every team and reach more people. And hopefully we can even get some male student athletes. So I'm really excited about that.
And thank you for that as well. What is one thing you hope to accomplish with She Roars before you both graduate in the spring of 2024?
I would say probably just having members, like multiple members from each team here at University of Vermont. I think that's really important. Obviously, it's open to everyone, but not every team is represented, which I think is extremely important. So we're hearing everyone's voice, and everyone feels comfortable in their experience as a female student athlete. So working on that for sure.
And Teresa, what do you think the best thing you've done as an ambassador has been so far?
I think the best thing I've done as an ambassador is just try and get my team involved. My team in the past hasn't really been that involved in She Roars, and I think my favorite thing that I've been a part of is getting my team more involved. They really advocate for female athletes, so what's better than advocating than joining for She Roars, so.
Love it. And Ellie, what about you?
I would probably say pretty similar to Teresa, seeing a lot of our freshmen come and like ask what She Roars is and how we could join immediately. Just seeing the increase in members from the beginning of the school year to this spring, I think is really important. So, and just continuing to do so.
Yeah, and how can our viewers learn more about where they can sign up?
You could just Google She Roars UVM and it'll bring you right to our website with a bunch of information and a QR code, so you could join.
Awesome. Thank you, Teresa and Ellie, for being with us today. I wish you both the best of luck with She Roars and in your respective sports.
Thank you.
For having us.
And that's our program for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gigi Anello. Have a great day.